Kung sino po ang tumayo para labanan ang higanting nakawan, siya pa ang napaparusahan. This disbarment conviction on Engineer TOTOO Kausing virtually acquitted the persons charged by him before the ombudsman with plunder of a very big amount of people's money. This also crippled Engineer TOTOO Kausing from giving his 100% support for the quest for justice for the slain Percival Caragbabasa, popularly known as Percy Lapid, when TOTOO has been a spokesman of his family. Ito ang implikasyon ng disbarment laban kay Engineer TOTOO Kausing. Sa ganitong sitwasyon, matatakot na ang mga matatapang na abogado na tumayo at gamitin ang kanilang karapatan sa freedom of expression, of speech, and of the press na sa kabila ng katotohanan na ito ay pinakamataas na batas, mas mataas pa kaysa ethics law ng pagkakaabogado. Sinabi sa Section 4 ng Article 3 ng Konstitusyon na walang batas na maaaring gagawin sa pagkitil ng kalayaan ng pamamahayag, kalayaan ng pagsasalita at kalayaan sa paglilingkod. Ang mga karapatan na ito ay hindi pwedeng limitahan ang sinumang abogado na gamitin ang mga ito laban sa katiwalian, nakwan, patayan, pang-aapi, pang-aagaw ng lupa at pagsasamantala para maitanggol ang bayang ninakawan at mga walang lakas, walang yaman at maliliit na mga tao. Hindi naman po nakasulat sa konstitusyon na exempted ang mga abogado sa freedom of expression, of speech, and of the press. Magbabawal sa kanila na susundin din nila ang kalayaan na gagamitin yan ng mga ordinaryong mamamayan. Nagsapa ng plunder noong January 2019 sa Office of the Ombudsman si Engineer Kausing na hanggang ngayon ay nakatulog pa rin. Gising po, Ombudsman Samuel Martires. Kinakampihan ba ng ating Supreme Court ang nakawan kaysa mga mainit na salita laban sa mga katiwalian na may ebidensya naman? Wala pong kaibahan na substantial distinction sa gitna ng abogado na maadhika at mga hindi abogado na matapang lumaban. Tama pa rin. Tama pa rin ang kultura na ang mga karapatan at kalayaan ay pinaglalaban ng mga api at hindi ito pinambibigay ng mga mang-aapi. Nakakalungkot na ang counter case ng disbarment ng isa sa mga kinasuhan ni Engineer TOTOO ng plunder ay mas nauna pang nadesisyonan. Ang reklamo ng Engineer TOTOO sa pandarangbong ay suportado ng official receipt na inisyu sa kanya ng mismong tindahan na inakusan niya na nag-overprice sa pagkipagkutsaba sa mga opisyal ng bayan. Sa official receipt na binigay kay Engineer TOTOO, 270 pesos lamang ang halaga ng mga katulad na pagkain na binenta sa kanya. Hindi kasama ang tuyo na 48 pesos sa public market ng Tacloban City. Pero sa hiwalay ng official receipt na nasabing tindahan na binigay sa DSWD, lumalabas na ang mga katulad ng mga pagkain ay pinreswa ng 515 pesos and 50 centavos ng binenta na sa DSWD para ibigay sa mga bakwit na mga Maranao sa Marawi na tumakbo mula sa gera laban sa mga teroristang motive. Dugo po ng mga Muslim na Maranao ang sinipsip nila rito. Ang isa sa kinasuhan ng Engineer TOTOO ng plunder na si Jakia A. Lau ay nagreklamo na hindi raw siya kasama sa mga nagsala sa mga supplier bilang kasapi ng Peace and Awards Committee. Bagamat hindi siya kasapi ng BAC mula noong 12 September 2017, kasama pa rin siya sa BAC sa mga transaksyon na nangyari hanggang 11 September 2017. Mga transaksyon na kasama sa akusasyon na plunder sa kanila. Engineer TOTOO based all the plunder facts on the report of the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism that may be read at this link. It's https://pcig.org/article/901/DSWD hyphen region hyphen 12 hyphen blows hyphen a hyphen billion hyphen pesos hyphen on hyphen food hyphen packs hyphen the various hyphen kits hyphen for hyphen Marawi. This decision of the Supreme Court of the Philippines that sentenced Engineer pertaining Catalonia Housing to the supreme penalty of disbarment, therefore virtually acquitted the officials charged by Engineer TOTOO Housing with plunder. It will be revolting to conscience then that the Ombudsman will dismiss the same plunder complaint because the Supreme Court disbarred Engineer Housing. The same plunder suit was filed because of the exceedingly disgusting overprice of foods Maranao evacuees during the Marawi War in 2017. Engineer Housing lamented also the crippling effect of this decision to the fight for justice for Percival Caragbabasa, better known as Percy Lapid. He came with clean hands in this plunder case. Now it is stained by the blood of injustice in this disbarment case. The news of the disbarment has made the vloggers, the fans, and the other supporters of suspended Bureau of Corrections Director General Gerald Vitalik Bantag now cheering and jeering against Engineer Housing, who has been the spokesman of the family. They do not mind the reason and the truth. All they care for is they celebrate the fall from grace that to them is sufficient to muddle the issue of murder committed against Percy Lapid. Another exceeding pain is Engineer Housing cannot now give foods, medical maintenance, and care for his 87-year-old mother and 83-year-old father. That is despite the truth that Engineer Housing has come with clean hands in this disbarment case to begin with. The IBP Board of Governors and Commissioner on Case made a finding of fact that Engineer Housing falsely wrote in the plunder complaint that the DSWD Region 12 official who complained in this disbarment suit was a member of the Bids and Awards Committee. This was grossly erroneous finding of fact that was relied on by the Supreme Court to conclude that Engineer Housing violated the Code of Professional Responsibility, particularly Rule 1.01, which requires that a lawyer shall not engage in unlawful, dishonest, immoral, or deceitful conduct. Unfortunately, Engineer Housing has not considered as unlawful, dishonest, immoral, or deceitful conduct that act of publishing on Facebook that plunder suit a day before he filed the same with the Ombudsman and publishing the same again on Facebook after it was filed. Unfortunately, again, Engineer Housing has not considered himself as repeat offender in posting this plunder complaint on Facebook in January 2019 because the first Facebook post of which he was warned not to repeat was issued in March 2021. To stress, there was no warning yet not to post on Facebook when Engineer Housing posted the plunder complaint in January 2019. The first FB post where Engineer Housing was warned was a copy of the nullity of Mary's petition, and Engineer Housing was punished with 1 year suspension and warned he will be dealt with severely if he repeats the same. Now, can Engineer TOTOO be considered as having repeated the same FB post when there was no warning yet in 2019? She said she was removed from the back on 12 September 2017, acting on several supplies deals that form part of the same plunder complaint. Considering the fact that Engineer TOTOO Housing, a former news editor of People's Journal Tonight, has been in the thick of helping the family of his fellow journalist Percy Lapid in their quest for justice and truth by means of blogging and acting as their spokesman, and in considering further that this disbarment case is indispensably connected to the case of thievery or plunder of 226 million filed by Engineer Housing against former Congressman Ferdinand Hernandez, Ferdinand's sister, who owns the store that sold the overpriced goods. DSWD Region 12 officials by Surahida Kitaha and Jakia Ilaw, Engineer TOTOO will file his motion for reconsideration in this disbarment case, Jakia Ilaw versus Attorney Berteni Catalonia Cauce, Administrative Circular Case, Administrative Case Number 13454. Yan lang po. Maraming salamat po.